Hi everybody, it's Cynthia with Autism Society, and one of the really common questions we get is on homeschooling. Is it legal? How hard is it to do? And what do I have to do to homeschool? So the first answer is yes, it is legal to homeschool in the state of Arizona, and it's fairly easy. You need to go to your county school superintendent and file an affidavit. And you can get that online. So I'm looking here on the Maricopa County Education Services Agency, which is the office of the Maricopa County School Superintendent. And if you just look under homeschooling, you'll see download the affidavit for the intent to homeschool. So what you do is you need to complete that and have it notarized. And with that, you also need to send proof of your child's identity. So you need to send a certified copy of their birth certificate. So those are just the two things that you have to do. So that's fairly easy. Once you give that information, you can begin homeschooling within 30 days. So then what happens once you decide to homeschool and you've done that? You have to pick a curriculum and decide on how you want to homeschool. So there's people who unschool, which basically follows the child's lead and investigates the things that they're interested in. There's people who do like school at home and they buy a fairly rigid program and do it with their child. And then there's people who are pretty eclectic. So they'll buy some things from different providers. So let's take me, for instance. I had a different curriculum for every subject. I didn't just buy a boxed curriculum, which you could do. It makes it easier, but it doesn't always fit your child's needs. So for my kiddo, he was a real hands-on learner. So we would do things like for reading, we would do a lot of read alouds, and then for math, we did Math UC, and then for science, we did robotics, because that was his big thing. So, homeschooling looks different for every kid. And one of the great things about homeschooling is that you can design the program for how your child learns. So, the first thing to do is figure out how your child best learns. Do they learn better by experience and using their hands, or listening, or visually, and then trying to find curriculum that works for them? What I loved about homeschooling is that I could change curriculum if it wasn't working. So my rule was if a curriculum makes either one of us cry, it goes in the trash. So sometimes we would go through quite a bit of different curriculum looking for the right thing, but once we found the right thing, we were both really happy, and my kiddo learned really, really well that way. I also love the relationship that we were able to build. A lot of people ask about social. How do you get social interaction? And that's really up to you. There's tons of homeschool groups that you're welcome to join, and I thought that that was really helpful. There's also classes that you can do, co-ops you can join. There's really a lot of support in this city of Phoenix and the surrounding area. Homeschooling is very popular, and I find that homeschoolers are very open and accepting of people with disabilities. So we never had a hard time finding social things to do. It's just you have to sort of make the effort. And you can homeschool for 2 hours or you can homeschool for 6 hours. It's just about how much time does it take to cover the curriculum. For instance, I homeschooled all year long, especially in the summer, because I didn't see the point of taking time off. It was so hot. So that did allow me to take more field trip days and to cut some of our days short so that we could do really fun things. But really, in Arizona, you have a lot of freedom to design the homeschooling package that works for your family. So I encourage families to consider homeschooling when they're looking at private school, charter schools, public schools. Homeschooling's an option too. And I know a lot of families who are successfully homeschooling their kids on the spectrum. If you need more support, please reach out to us. We have a lot of homeschooling moms who participate in our Facebook group. If you want to know how to join our Facebook group, please go to our website, www.phxautism.org. Thanks for asking the question.